Good morning, Starshines. The Earth says hello. Today is kind of a weird day. I am actually sick with COVID right now. That's not fun, but that doesn't mean we can't have some fun. So it is 5:45 in the morning, and I probably have about an hour before my kids wake up. So today we're going to be installing the KC HiLiTES light bar mount along with a 50-inch Nilight LED light bar. So let's get to it. All right, so I've got my stuff laid out here. I've got the Nilight 50-inch light bar with the wiring harness and the hardware that comes with it. And then I've got my KC HiLiTES light bar bracket mounts that this will actually be going on the Jeep here. And it comes with some mounting hardware for the A-pillar lights and some actual hardware. Got the instruction manual, and these are actually some adhesive paint savers that will go on the inside here of the mounts themselves, so you don't scratch up your finish on your car if you ever wanted to remove them. By the way, I am leaving the links to these products down in the description below. First thing I'm going to do is prep the area. I don't need this antenna in my way while I'm working, so I'm going to take that off. Now the passenger side is where I want my light harness, the wiring harness, to run down, and it's going to come under the cowl here and then run to the auxiliary wiring that's right up here on the passenger side. So I want to make sure that I go on ahead and run that while I can, while I'm sitting here doing this. All right, so I've got the screws removed from the side cowl piece here, so I'll just go on ahead and remove that. This light fixture, the light bar, came with this wiring harness. The wiring harness that it comes with is actually got its own relay switch and an actuator and battery terminal connections. But since I'm going to be hooking this directly to my auxiliary power, I don't need all of this stuff. So I'm going to clip the wires here at the end and go on ahead and splice them in to where I need them to go. So we got them trimmed back. You can see we've got 4 wires, and that goes to the 4 stock auxiliary switches that are already installed. We're looking for auxiliary 1, which is the beige and pink wire here. It's the big fat one. That's going to be a 40 amp auxiliary. So we're going to go ahead and trim that off and shave it back, and then we'll I've got some electrical components here that we're going to be using to attach the wires. All right, so now we've got it attached, and give it a little tug, you know, nothing crazy, but just make sure that it's not going anywhere. And of course I'm going to be taping these up, but before I do that, I want to test everything to make sure that it, you know, is working properly before I go any further with this. So in order to test it, I'm going to need to attach this to one of the negative leads here, or rather the little studs on the body wall, and then I'm going to hop in the truck, turn it on, and see if I can get the light to come on. Alright, so now I have got the negative lead that goes to my light bar attached to the terminal here, or rather the stud. So that is connected, and I have the positive attached to the auxiliary cable. I'm sorry, my COVID brain is not working. I did use a 10mm wrench to get at that, so that helped out a lot. So now we're going to hop in the truck, turn it on, and see if we can get the light bar to turn on. Go ahead and kick it on. Okay, we're going to hit our auxiliary 1 switch. See if anything happened. Oh yeah, it's on. You can see it. I've got the cover installed right now, but the light is on. So that's good. So now I've got everything wired, and now we can actually start installing the brackets. So this is probably the easiest part. So yeah, I'm gonna stow all this excess wiring away here. I'll come back and tape this up. Tuck this in. So we got a little bit of prep work to do here. Number one, I don't have A-pillar lights. So the A-pillar light brackets that they send with the kit, I'm not going to be using those at all. So I'm gonna set them to the side. Like I said earlier, they have these adhesive paint saver pieces that need to go onto the brackets first. And so that's what I'm gonna do now. All right, so I have my cowl piece reinstalled here. My wires run where I want it to be, sort of, you know, in the meantime. I'm gonna go on ahead and get the actual brackets here and start mounting them. Quick note, you do need to remove the windshield bolt here. It's not the full bolt, but just the cap, because that's gonna be a integral piece to hold the bracket on. So I have my stock screws removed. They're not going to be long enough to actually mount the bracket, so KC was nice enough to send you some really nice little bolts here that are going to fit right in here and be able to fit and mount the bracket. Of course, they don't use the star heads. They actually just use Allen heads for this. This is a 3/16, so that's what we're gonna do. All right, so I've got the KC bolts mounted and snugged up. I'm thinking that once I get the light bar actually mounted, that I might have to loosen these up just a smidge so I can pull any kind of excess cord. But for right now, I've got it run behind the way I want it. And so I'm gonna go on ahead and install the windshield hinge mount that is part of holding this bracket on. All right, so it looks like this might be a little bit of fitment going on here. So basically the bracket has a large hole, and that is where the windshield hinge mount goes to, and it's got a lot of oblong holes, so then you've got some room to kind of wiggle it around and fit it the way you need to. So I'm just going to repeat the process on this side with this bracket, and then I'm going to actually attach the light bar so that then I can tuck in any extra cordage. So we're just going to run a time lapse. All right, well, in the pursuit of putting this guy on, found out that Nilight doesn't send you a 50-inch light bar, it sends you a 49-inch light bar. And whenever you mount the KC brackets, it's got a space of about 52 inches. And the little mounting bolts here ain't gonna cut it. So I don't give up that easy. So it looks like we're gonna have a trip to the hardware store to go and find some longer bolts and some spacer pieces that I can fill the gap there. Not super happy, but at the same time, I mean, we're in the stream. Gotta just paddle through. So, to be continued. All right, so we're back from the hardware store, and I've got an assortment of things. They sell spacers on Amazon, which I may end up purchasing at some point, but for right now, I'm going to use these little PVC pieces and see how that works, just to kind of make up the gap between the bracket and the light bar. And of course, the bolt will be running through it. So, and I also got some different size bolts. I got a 70 millimeter M8, and I also got a 60 millimeter M8, and we're just going to see which one fits best. I'm going to kind of dry fit this stuff together and see how it all goes. If it fits the way I want it to and it looks okay, I'm going to paint these black so then it doesn't stick out like a sore thumb, and we'll go from there. All right, so I have hit the spacer pieces with a little bit of flat black paint, and of course after we did the mock-up and everything, it all fits the way that I want it to. I say the way I had to, but either way, everything fits. I know the light works, so while the paint is drying on the spacers, I'm going to work on tidying up my cord here. All right, so I've gotten rid of the excess cordage that's up here, and now we're just going to tuck things back in and tape everything up, and by then the spacers should be about dry, and we can go ahead and reinstall those. All right then, folks, well, you can see what I've done here. I've got my flat black PVC spacers to make up the distance there, along with my hardware store bolt and lock washer. And then I've got the black washers that came with the light bar kit. And so I've got that on both sides here. But yeah, she is officially installed. All right, so we've got the light bar installed, and let's go on ahead and crank it up and see how it all looks together. Oh man, I mean, to tell you what, that's pretty nice right there, even though I did have to do a little bit of my own engineering. But yeah, that'll do. We'll see how it holds up on the road and, you know, out on the trails, but overall it felt pretty solid. I had to really try and move that thing to get it to move. Like I said, I may end up actually ordering some actual spacers from Amazon, but just in the meantime, this will get me around town. I'm a mall crawler. But yeah, overall it wasn't too technically challenging to put this thing together. You do need to know, you know, of course I did my research, and I knew where I was going to be having to hook into my auxiliary, and I knew the color coding for my auxiliaries. I knew about my gauge wire size and all that. Hindsight being 2020, I certainly wish I would have did a little more research on the actual size of the light bar from Nilight. They claimed it was a 50-inch light bar, but like I said, I put a tape measure on it and it is 49 inches. I guess they were including the brackets that you have to attach that they send with it, and that makes it a 50-inch. And then also the KC HiLiTES. I didn't realize that there was going to be a 52-inch gap. And anyways, that's probably due to my inexperience with this realm of things. But overall, it was a really easy install. I mean, if you're looking to do something like this on your vehicle, you could definitely do it just with about 30 minutes of Google research and having the parts and tools to do it. Yeah, so like I said, guys, I really appreciate everyone watching the video. I hope that you subscribe to my channel. And if you're interested in buying these products for your own rig, please use the links in my description below. I've got them linked. They are affiliate links. It helps me create more cool content like this. Thanks again, and I hope you found some value through this video. I hope you found some entertainment through it, watching me fumble around with my COVID brain. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel. And till the next gear review and or adventure, we'll see you next time.